So let's have a detailed look at the magic boards themselves. I want to bring your awareness to a couple of features that you might find very helpful while you're learning how to use the software. To begin, I'm going to start with a fast start as well. And let's say that for this particular fast start, I'm going to create a new Facebook ad. That this is something that I need to do, and I'm like, okay, this has got to be done. I'm just going to leave the due date off, and I'm going to click this, and now it's going to go ahead and create a blank board. As usual, I'm going to think about, well, what results do I want? Well, I'm going to need some text or copy for the ad, and I might need an image for the ad. I might need a target for the ad to go to. And I might want to know what's the ad for? Who's it for? Okay, so actually, you know what, I feel like that's probably the most important part. So we're going to come up here, and I like to think about, well, what would be required? So you know what, I'm going to make the target up here, and so define the ad's purpose. So we're going to need to know who's it for, where's it going, what's it for, and what's the link. Okay, so once I've got those, then I can write my copy and the image. Okay, write ad, so we're going to have the copy, and let's say that we're going to have an image on Canva. And then finally, I need to load it into Facebook Ad Manager. All right, so campaign. Okay. And in fact, I might want to also have that campaign visible. So if I need to come back to it, then I'll have that link very easily available. So looking at this, we've got a structure for a magic board in very quickly, but let's have a look at a few of the more nuanced aspects of this. So one thing is that you can actually pre-plan and say, well, I don't have that until tomorrow. I'm going to start that tomorrow, and the due date will be on Friday. So now I've set the start date for tomorrow and that it's due 2 days after that. I want to bring your attention now that we can assign team. Now, if we have only got one team member, myself at the moment, but if we have multiple team members, then they will be available there. You can say that perhaps I'm going to define the ads, but one of my other team members might be on these other two, and so I will put those on there. We can also say that this due date, I need to define the ad's purpose tomorrow, and then we're going to write the copy, and then finally we're going to load it up and it's going to be done. So you can manage due dates here. And then this would be replicated as well. So we can put this down for the 16th and the target to be the 16th. The copy and the image will be done on the 17th. And then finally the campaign will be loaded up. Once again, we can assign different team members. As we've only got one team member, it's going to be me the whole time, but we can put those in and come through and have those. As you've already seen, we can drag and drop the results into order. We could also add a whole new results group and bring the campaign down into here, and it will move that into there. So if this is more logical for you, you want to see the separation. Let's say that in actual fact, we're going to have, this is going to be our demographics and targets, and I want my copy down here, I want my images down here, that we can have this ordering being done. We can also select multiple groups at once and do things from here, delete, duplicate, change the status or change the due date to all of those items. It's also possible just to select the two. All of these features are also available up in the processes. However, it's not possible to drag a process step down into the results group. You can see that that did not work. The processes can be dragged between each other, but they can't be dragged between processes and results. Okay, so coming back here, we've now covered a whole bunch of stuff already. Let's begin and say, well, I'm going to start working on who's this for. And I want to bring you across to this section here in resources. So the first one is perhaps I want to have a document on Google Drive that I'm going to link to, that I could put in a URL here. Let's go to Drive, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab a random file here. I'm going to share this and copy the link. I can bring that across to here. It's also possible to link to other magic boards or to things like Canva or anything with a URL can go here. Let's say that that one's now done. I'm going to go and say, you know what, what's it for? Well, I'm going to work on, let's say it is for a tutorial for using resources in magic boards. Okay, great. So now I've made a note here, and this will save and update as update here. And when I click save, that will save it. It's available, it'll bring it back up. And then finally, well, the last one that I want to make you aware of is that it is possible to upload files and documents. And if you just click upload file, it will bring in through a various thing. Let's go with James Kemp's 7-figure professional. It will upload and save it to here. If you have a choice and you like to keep all of your files largely in Drive, then use the URLs. If you have stuff that you want to definitely have available easily, then use the upload download.